She's a Filipina heiress. Yet, in a place like Beverly Hills, where wealth is loud and impossible to ignore, her name barely comes up. No headlines, no viral fame, just a quiet empire hidden behind luxury and influence. While others chase attention, she's been building power in silence. So who is she? And how did she reach this level without the world noticing? Well, she's not the only one. In this video, we're uncovering the 10 richest Filipina heiresses in Beverly Hills you've probably never heard of. Number 10. Loida Nicolas-Lewis. At number 10, we begin with a woman whose influence stretches far beyond glamour and deep into global power circles. She's Loida Nicolas-Lewis, a Filipina-American powerhouse who built a legacy that quietly places her among the most influential women of Filipino descent in the United States. Born in the Philippines, Loida moved to the U.S. and carved out a path that had nothing handed to her. She became a lawyer, passed the New York bar, and eventually stepped into a world of business and high-level investments that would define her legacy. But what truly places her on this list isn't just career success. It's her connection to one of the most powerful black business empires in America through her late husband, Reginald Lewis, one of the first African-American billionaires in U.S. history. Together, they built and expanded a financial footprint that included major corporate holdings, investments, and influence across multiple industries. After his passing, Loida took control of preserving and managing parts of that legacy, ensuring the empire remained strong. Today, she splits her time between advocacy, philanthropy, and elite business circles in the United States, maintaining a lifestyle that reflects generational wealth, international access, and high-level influence. While she is not an heiress in the traditional born-into-wealth sense, her position places her within the same orbit as America's ultra-wealthy elite, living a life of access, power, and prestige that very few ever reach. And as we move up this list, the level of wealth, lifestyle, and hidden influence only becomes more intense. Because number 9 takes us even deeper into Hollywood connections, luxury business empires, and Filipina women who are far more visible but just as powerful. Number 9. Shay Mitchell. At number 9, we step into the intersection of Hollywood fame, global entrepreneurship, and a lifestyle that quietly blends into the most exclusive luxury circles in Los Angeles. She's Shay Mitchell, a Filipina-Canadian-American actress who first rose to fame through television, but later transformed her public image into something far more powerful, a business-driven luxury brand built for global scale. Most people remember her from Pretty Little Liars, where she became a household name. But what happened after the cameras slowed down is where her real financial story begins. Instead of relying only on acting income, Shay Mitchell strategically expanded into entrepreneurship, launching Bees, a travel and lifestyle brand that quickly became a major success in the U.S. market. The brand's growth turned her from a celebrity into a full-scale business owner with a valuation that extends far beyond entertainment earnings. But what places her in this elite conversation is not just her income, it's her lifestyle positioning. Shay operates within the high-end ecosystem of Los Angeles, where celebrity entrepreneurs, investors, and entertainment executives move through the same private events, luxury brand activations, and exclusive social spaces often associated with Beverly Hills adjacent culture. While not publicly tied to a single Beverly Hills estate narrative, her professional and social footprint exists within that same luxury geography. From designer collaborations to curated luxury travel, her lifestyle reflects consistent access to premium experiences, private networks, and high-value brand partnerships. This is the modern definition of wealth in Hollywood. Not just income, but influence, visibility, and ownership. Her financial profile is also diversified. Between acting royalties, brand equity, endorsements, and business expansion, she represents a new generation of Filipina descent women who are not defined by inheritance alone, but by strategic empire building in the U.S. entertainment economy. And as this countdown continues, the scale of influence only increases. Because number 8 takes us even deeper into Hollywood luxury, where legacy, fame, and generational wealth begin to overlap in ways that are far more complex than they first appear. 8. Vanessa Hudgens. At number 8, we step deeper into the world of Hollywood luxury, where fame, wealth, and high-end Los Angeles living often blend into one seamless lifestyle. She's Vanessa Hudgens, a Filipina-American actress who rose to global fame through High School Musical, but quietly evolved into something far more enduring than a former teen star. What most people don't realize is that Vanessa Hudgens has spent years building a lifestyle and financial profile that places her firmly within Hollywood's upper-tier luxury class. Beyond acting, she has earned from brand partnerships, endorsements, and entertainment projects that continue to generate long-term income. But her real connection to this list isn't just her career, it's her lifestyle positioning in Los Angeles. Vanessa has long been associated with high-end real estate moves and luxury living across Los Angeles, frequently seen in exclusive neighborhoods that sit close to the Beverly Hills ecosystem. While she does not publicly brand herself as a Beverly Hills resident, her housing choices and social presence place her within the broader luxury geography of the area, where celebrity estates, gated communities, and private networks define status. Her lifestyle reflects consistent access to designer fashion, elite events, and curated Hollywood experiences that align with the upper middle to ultra-wealthy entertainment class. In Los Angeles, that alone signals a level of financial stability and influence that goes far beyond traditional celebrity fame. Unlike inherited wealth dynasties, Vanessa represents a different kind of modern heiress energy. Self-made through entertainment, but elevated into luxury through long-term success, strategic branding, and sustained relevance in Hollywood. Her financial strength is also reinforced by decades of career continuity, allowing her to maintain independence, invest in lifestyle assets, and remain part of elite social circles that intersect with entertainment executives, producers, and high-net-worth individuals. And as we move higher on this countdown, the profiles become even more layered, where Hollywood fame begins to overlap with true generational wealth and deeper global influence. Because number 7 takes us closer to real dynastic power, where Filipina heritage, business empires, and elite international access begin to converge in a much more serious way. Number 7. Liza Soberano. At number 7, we move into a rising global name whose story sits right between Hollywood ambition and quiet elite positioning in the United States. She's Liza Soberano, a Filipina-American actress who first built her fame in the Philippines before transitioning into the U.S. entertainment industry, where she is now steadily carving out a place in Hollywood's competitive landscape. What makes Liza Soberano stand out in this list isn't just popularity, it's transformation. She represents a new wave of Filipina-descended talent moving into the American system, building both visibility and long-term earning potential in a market that rewards global appeal. Her financial profile comes from multiple streams: acting projects, endorsements, brand collaborations, and growing international exposure. While she is not an heiress in the traditional sense of inherited wealth, her positioning reflects a fast-rising entertainment asset whose value is steadily increasing as her U.S. presence expands. In Los Angeles, where status is often defined by access and proximity, Liza has begun appearing in circles tied to Hollywood executives, creative directors, and luxury brand spaces. These environments, often overlapping with the broader Beverly Hills ecosystem, represent the gateway into elite entertainment wealth, where influence is built through relationships as much as income. Her transition into Hollywood also signals something deeper: long-term brand potential. Many industry observers view her as part of a new generation of globally marketable actresses whose value extends beyond acting into endorsements, fashion, and digital influence. As her career develops in the U.S., her lifestyle reflects increasing alignment with Los Angeles's luxury culture. Designer fashion presence, high-profile industry events, and growing international visibility that places her closer to the entertainment elite with each passing year. But unlike some of the established names in this countdown, Liza is still in the expansion phase, meaning her wealth narrative is not at its peak yet, but actively evolving. And that's what makes her story important here. Because number 6 takes us from rising Hollywood influence into more established power, where wealth is no longer just building, but already fully formed within elite American systems. Number 6. Bella Poarch. At number 6, we enter the digital age of wealth, where influence doesn't come from Hollywood studios or old money families, but from the internet itself. She's Bella Poarch, a Filipina-American creator who went from viral fame on TikTok to becoming one of the platform's most recognizable global figures. What makes Bella Poarch relevant in this countdown isn't just popularity. It's how quickly she converted attention into real financial power. After gaining massive traction online, she expanded into music, brand deals, and entertainment partnerships, turning her digital presence into a multi-stream income empire. Her success represents a modern form of wealth creation, where audience reach directly translates into contracts, endorsements, and long-term brand value. In the United States, especially in Los Angeles' entertainment ecosystem, creators like Bella operate within a growing influencer economy that overlaps with traditional Hollywood. High-end brand events, luxury fashion collaborations, and private industry gatherings often place top creators in the same spaces as actors, executives, and entertainment investors, many of whom circulate through elite areas associated with Beverly Hills culture. Bella's lifestyle reflects that shift. From luxury fashion endorsements to global travel and curated public appearances, her image is tightly aligned with modern digital celebrity wealth. While she didn't inherit a dynasty or family empire, she represents something equally powerful in today's economy: self-made influence at a global scale. Her financial success is built on attention, but sustained by business strategy. Music releases, brand partnerships, and digital monetization have positioned her among the highest-earning Filipina-descended figures in the entertainment influencer space. And unlike traditional celebrity paths, her rise happened in real time. Public, fast, and globally visible. That visibility is exactly what places her in this list. Because as we move higher, the next names are no longer just internet famous or Hollywood adjacent. They come from deeper layers of legacy, inherited influence, and established wealth networks inside the United States. And number 5 takes us into that exact world, where Filipina heritage meets long-standing power, cultural influence, and luxury living on an entirely different scale. 5. Evangelista. At number 5, we move away from viral fame and into a different kind of influence. One built on legacy, high society access, and long-standing luxury positioning that extends far beyond entertainment. She's Evangelista, a Filipina actress, artist, and global socialite whose lifestyle has made her one of the most recognizable symbols of modern Asian luxury culture. Unlike digital-era celebrities, Evangelista's wealth narrative is tied to a combination of entertainment success, elite social positioning, and marriage into political and business influence. Over the years, she has become a fixture in international fashion circles, frequently appearing at luxury brand events in Paris, Milan, and across major global fashion capitals. But what places her in this countdown is not just visibility, it's access. Operates within an elite lifestyle ecosystem that overlaps with international luxury networks, including high-end fashion houses, private art circles, and exclusive social gatherings. While her base is primarily the Philippines, her global presence extends into cities like Los Angeles and other U.S. luxury hubs, where high-net-worth individuals and celebrity elites frequently intersect. In these environments, proximity matters. The same circles that connect entertainment executives, fashion elites, and ultra-wealthy families often overlap with the broader Beverly Hills luxury lifestyle culture. Private events, invitation-only brand launches, and curated social spaces where influence is as valuable as money. Her personal brand also reflects significant asset value. From designer collections and luxury fashion partnerships to art investments and curated lifestyle branding, Evangelista has built a portfolio of influence that functions like modern wealth, where image, exclusivity, and global reach carry financial weight. She represents a rare category, not just a celebrity, but a cultural luxury figure whose presence alone reinforces status within elite circles. And as we move higher on this list, the nature of wealth begins to shift again. Because number 4 takes us closer to true dynastic power, where inherited influence, political legacy, and long-established family wealth begin to define a completely different level of financial reality. 4. Kris Aquino. At number 4, we step into one of the most recognizable names in Philippine high society. Someone whose influence is deeply rooted in legacy, politics, and long-standing national prominence. She's Kris Aquino, a Filipina television host, actress, and public figure often referred to as the queen of all media in the Philippines. Unlike many in this countdown who built their wealth through entertainment or digital platforms alone, Kris Aquino comes from one of the most powerful political dynasties in Philippine history. Her family background places her at the intersection of governance, national influence, and long-term societal power. Elements that often translate into significant financial standing, visibility, and access. Over the years, she built her own independent fortune through television, endorsements, film roles, and brand partnerships. At her peak, she was among the highest-paid media personalities in the country, with a lifestyle that reflected consistent access to luxury properties, premium services, and high-end global travel. Her presence in the United States is also notable. Kris Aquino has spent extended periods living abroad, including in California, where she has undergone medical treatment and maintained a private, luxury-oriented lifestyle away from the public eye. While not officially branded as a Beverly Hills resident, her time in Los Angeles has placed her within the broader orbit of Southern California's elite healthcare, luxury accommodation, and high-net-worth lifestyle ecosystem. This environment naturally overlaps with the broader Beverly Hills sphere, where privacy, exclusivity, and wealth-driven access define daily life for many global elites. What makes Kris Aquino unique is the combination of inherited influence and personal brand power. She is both a product of a political dynasty and a self-made entertainment figure, giving her a dual-layered financial and social identity that few can match in the Filipina elite landscape. Even as her public appearances have become less frequent in recent years, her legacy remains deeply embedded in both Philippine media and international celebrity culture. And as we move higher, the list shifts again from media power and legacy influence into pure corporate wealth. Because number 3 takes us into one of the strongest Filipino business dynasties in existence, where fortunes are not just built, but expanded across generations on a massive global scale. Number 3. Robina Gokongwei-Pe. At number 3, we move fully into the world of corporate dynasties, where wealth isn't built on fame or media presence, but on decades of structured business expansion across industries, countries, and generations. She's Robina Gokongwei-Pe, a Filipina business executive and one of the key heirs of the Gokongwei family empire, one of the largest and most diversified conglomerates in the Philippines. Her family's business interests span retail, aviation, food manufacturing, banking, and real estate through the JG Summit Holdings Group. This is not just wealth, it is institutional-scale capital, built over generations and deeply embedded in both the Philippine and international economy. Unlike entertainment-based fortunes, Robina's position comes from structured ownership and leadership within a corporate system. She has played active roles in expanding and managing parts of the family empire, particularly in retail and consumer-facing businesses that operate at massive scale. While her base remains primarily in the Philippines, the reach of the Gokongwei Empire extends globally through investments, partnerships, and international operations. This includes business exposure in major global cities such as New York, Los Angeles, and other key U.S. economic hubs where corporate families often maintain financial presence, partnerships, or advisory networks. In environments like Beverly Hills and broader Los Angeles, this type of wealth is often seen indirectly through luxury investments, high-end property markets, private equity connections, and elite financial networks rather than public lifestyle display. It is the kind of money that moves quietly but carries significant influence behind the scenes. Robina herself is known for maintaining a relatively private public profile compared to entertainment figures, but her financial identity is deeply tied to one of Southeast Asia's most powerful business dynasties. That alone places her in a category of inherited and managed wealth that far surpasses typical celebrity earnings. This is not sudden wealth. It is generational infrastructure, built, expanded, and maintained across decades. And as we move closer to the top of this countdown, the scale shifts again. Because number 2 takes us into another major Filipino corporate dynasty, where retail power, international expansion, and billionaire family networks define a level of wealth that operates on a truly global stage. Liza Gokongwei-Cheng. At number 2, we stay inside one of the most powerful business dynasties in Southeast Asia, but step into a figure whose influence extends far beyond inheritance alone. She's Liza Gokongwei-Cheng, a Filipina business executive and key member of the Gokongwei family, one of the Philippines' most established corporate dynasties. Born into the JG Summit Empire, Liza represents the next generation of a business network that spans airlines, banking, food manufacturing, telecommunications, and large-scale retail operations. This is wealth built on structure, corporate systems that generate revenue across multiple industries and international markets. But what makes her stand out in this list is not just her family background, it's her active role in shaping and modernizing parts of that empire. Liza has been involved in major leadership and strategic positions across the group's retail and consumer-facing businesses, helping expand one of the Philippines' most recognizable retail brands into a highly competitive, modern commercial force. Her work places her at the intersection of legacy wealth and contemporary business evolution. While her primary base remains in the Philippines, the reach of the Gokongwei business empire extends into global markets, including partnerships, investments, and operational ties that touch major financial hubs in the United States. In cities like Los Angeles, wealth of this scale often shows itself not through publicity, but through real estate investments, private equity exposure, and high-level business networks that intersect with elite neighborhoods, including areas associated with Beverly Hills luxury culture. This is the type of wealth that does not rely on visibility. It operates through systems, supply chains, corporations, and investment portfolios that move across borders quietly but powerfully. Lisa's position in the family structure also reflects a rare balance: inherited advantage combined with executive responsibility. She is not just a symbolic heiress, but an active participant in sustaining and growing a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. And now, as we reach the final entry, the scale shifts one last time. Because number 1 is not just about corporate power or media fame, it represents a global luxury identity, where Filipina heritage meets international fashion, influence, and ultra-elite social access on the highest level. Teresita Sy-Coson. At number 1, we arrive at the peak of Filipino business wealth, a figure whose influence is not driven by fame or entertainment, but by one of the largest retail and investment empires in Asia. She's Teresita Sy-Coson, the daughter of Henry Sy, the founder of SM Investments, an empire that reshaped retail, banking, and real estate across the Philippines and beyond. Unlike celebrity-driven wealth, this is institutional power at its highest level. The SM Group controls massive shopping mall networks, banking operations, property developments, and retail chains that generate billions annually. It is the kind of empire that influences entire economies, employment systems, and urban development across multiple regions. Teresita Sy-Coson has played a central leadership role in this structure, serving in top executive positions and helping guide the expansion and financial direction of the SM Group. Her influence is not symbolic, it is operational, tied directly to one of Southeast Asia's most dominant commercial ecosystems. While her base of operations is primarily in Asia, the financial footprint of SM Investments extends globally through banking relationships, real estate exposure, and international business networks that connect to major financial hubs in the United States. In cities like Los Angeles and within elite, luxury zones often associated with Beverly Hills-style wealth culture, this level of capital is not always visible in lifestyle headlines, but it exists in the background through property investments, financial holdings, and private wealth channels that rarely make public noise. What places her at number 1 is scale. This is not personal wealth built through media, nor fast-growing influencer income. This is generational, structured, and deeply embedded corporate power built over decades and maintained through one of the most successful family business systems in Asia. Teresita Sy-Coson represents the highest level of what heiress wealth can actually mean. Not just inherited fortune, but sustained control over a vast economic machine. And as this countdown comes to an end, one thing becomes clear. Across Hollywood fame, US-based luxury lifestyles, and global business dynasties, Filipina power is not defined by one path but by many. From entertainment to enterprise, from digital influence to corporate empires, these women represent different forms of modern wealth operating on a truly international scale. And that wraps up the countdown. From Hollywood fame to powerful business dynasties, these Filipino women represent different sides of global wealth built through legacy, fame, and influence across the US and beyond. But this is only the surface. If you enjoyed this, like the video, subscribe to Her Status, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into hidden wealth and luxury lifestyles. And tell us in the comments, who surprised you the most?